Hey everybody, it's Connie with simplestamping.com. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hey, it's time for a new flashcard 2.0. I love bringing you flashcards, and this one I thought was really, really fun. Very bright. I love creating with polka dots. I mean, what's not to love? Nothing says birthday like a good polka dot. So I say we get started on our flashcard 2.0. I'm actually going to be using two stamp sets today. I have the brand new cling stamp called Life is Grand. We, of course, will use that great big Make-A-Wish and enjoy your day, happy birthday. But I felt like it needed a little more party fun. So I brought in birthday backgrounds. We're going to use the streamers, the confetti, and then we'll bring in these little lines as well. As always, flashcards only need these two little pieces and a card base. So my card base today is Blueberry Bushel, and it is cut 11 inches by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2 inches. My flashcard 2.0 pieces are in Berry Burst and Whisper White. Berry Burst is cut 5 1/2 by 2 1/8. My Whisper White is 2 inches by 5 3/8. I also have just a ribbon knot. This is our Berry Burst metallic edge ribbon, and that will polish off our card. Now, before we start, we need to do a little bit of cutting work to our cardstock. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Trimmer, and I want to trim off 1/2 inch from our card base. So 1/2 inch by 4 1/4. That'll leave me this nice little area open for some embellishment. My Whisper White, I'm actually going to cut down to 1 1/2 inch. So let's trim that off. We will be using this, so don't throw it away. And the Berry Burst, we're going to cut it down to 1 3/4 inch. Again, let's keep this remaining piece. We're going to use it. I chose to put some Whisper White on the inside of my card because it can be a little tough for writing to show up on a dark piece of cardstock. So if you'd like to do that, that piece of Whisper White is 3 3/4 by 4 1/2 inches. I'm going to begin with that Whisper White in a Blueberry Bushel ink pad. I'm going to bring in my Make-A-Wish. Now, I hope you can see this. The stamp actually has built-in shading. It's wonderful. We are going to stamp that right in the middle of that Whisper White strip. And now I'll come in with a Berry Burst ink pad. Let's add some confetti. I want some scratch paper underneath me. Obviously, I don't want ink all over my table. And we're going to go around the sentiment, okay? We don't want to go on top of, because I just don't want to get anything in that Blueberry Bushel. So we'll just stamp randomly. All right, we're now going to take our Berry Burst and a hole punch. This is your standard office hole punch, all right? The 1/4 inch. We're going to punch out, probably about 9 or 10 circles. I'm going to put some snail here on the back of my sentiment, and I just want to center this up. You notice I am covering up all of those holes. Goodness, we don't want that to show. All right, let's come back in with our Blueberry Bushel cardstock, our card base, and I'm going to bring in these great streamers. These are so much fun. And we're just going to stamp these here on the card front. I'm going to come in with my Simply Chamois so I can clean that confetti off. I want to now stamp this in the Blueberry Bushel. And we're just going to randomly just kind of tap our confetti. You notice I'm only re-inking every few taps here, but just kind of fill things in with some nice little confetti. We're going to adhere our flashcard 2.0 at an angle. So you can see these edges are going to go off the card, but I do want to go ahead and make sure I get adhesive all the way down the long sides. Of course, I'm not worried about these ends because they will be hanging off. And I will just put that right there in the middle. And now with my paper snips, I can just trim this down. It's kind of nice to have the card open because I can see right where to cut. Now let's work on this little opening right here. I'll come back in with that scratch paper and let's take these little lines. I just think these are fun. I'll come back in with Berry Burst and I'm just stamping, again, not really correct lining things up. We just want to get those lines on there. I've put snail adhesive on the back. We can add this to the center of the Whisper White. Now let's put adhesive here. And this can go right here at the bottom of my card base. We can just snip away that excess. Now for the inside of the card, I'm going to come back in with Blueberry Bushel. I'm going to stamp the sentiment. Now I'll come back in with Berry Burst. I'll clean off that confetti one more time on the chamois. I'll ink it up in Berry Burst and let's add a little confetti here and a little confetti there. I've placed snail adhesive on the back of that. We can add that inside our card. You notice we're going to center all the way around so that we have a little 1/4 inch border going all the way around. So there's the inside of our card. Now let's decorate the front. I've got my Take Your Pick tool and my mini glue dots. I find mini glue dots to be the easiest for this project. So I'm just going to expose some of the glue dots. With the putty end of my Take Your Pick tool, I can add these wonderful little 1/4 inch hole punches. And then I can just use my Take Your Pick tool to pick those up. I can just grab these and just start polka dotting to my heart's content. Don't those add a lot of whimsy? I love it. All right, we're just going to expose one more glue dot. We'll press that Berry Burst ribbon onto a glue dot, and we're going to add that right here on the side, and we have our flashcard 2.0. I hope you enjoyed today's card. I thought this one was so fun. I loved the Blueberry Bushel and the Berry Burst together. Oh my goodness, it just screams, let's have a party, doesn't it? And I really think that angle of the flashcard 2.0 just makes this card pop. Well, I hope that you enjoyed it, but if you need some more information, maybe you didn't catch those measurements, or you'd like to see the photos or the supplies that I used, here's what you can do. Go to simplysimplestamping.com and look for the January 24th, 2019 blog post. I'll have all the information there for you, and if you need to order any of these supplies, it's so easy. Just click a pick. It'll take you right to my online store and you can order the items that you need. Hey, if you also like the idea of flashcards, but cutting's not your thing, I get it. Here's what you could do. You could also take advantage of flashcards to go. This is where I have all the cardstock cut, scored. That's always nice, right? Have it all scored. You're going to have your flashcard pieces, your flashcard 2.0 pieces, and your envelopes. Everything you need to create 40 cards. Yeah, you can get those right up at the blue menu bar. Just look up there. It says flashcards and just scroll down to flashcards to go. You'll be able to get those kits shipped right out to you. They're really a lot of fun. I think you'll like that. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. It's always helpful to know what you like and what you want to see more of. And if you haven't already, do me a favor, click that big red subscribe button. I'd love to have you a subscriber, and that way YouTube will let you know the next time I'm back with a new video. And I try to bring you several a week, so lots of inspiration coming your way. In the meantime, head over to simplysimplestamping.com for lots of inspiration. It's always there for you. Have a fabulous day, my friends. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.